Hi, my name is Sarah Phillips, and I'm here with Phillips Law, located in the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana, where we practice criminal defense and personal injury. Now, if you've clicked on this video, you probably have a court case in the 24th JDC, which is in Jefferson Parish. You're probably facing some sort of criminal charge there, or maybe you have a civil suit there. And it's located at 200 Durbigny Street. And so that is where the main criminal house is and also where the civil courts are. Now, side note, if you have traffic or municipal matters, those can be in other courts, and so those will be for videos for another day. But for right now, this is just 24th JDC. So now, where do you park at the 24th JDC? There is not really any free parking anywhere. There might be some free limited spots available in front of the courthouse, but you have to get there very early in the morning, or you have to be going very late in the afternoon. And you have to be really careful because you cannot park in front of the courthouse, because that's obviously I think it's like an emergency lane, like right there, like where like a fire truck would be in case there was a fire. So just be careful, don't park right there. That is just for like emergency services kind of thing. So there is technically some free parking around, but again, it gets kind of dicey because you're kind of like, is this a free spot? Am I blocking a doorway to a business? Is this a spot? Because like around the courthouse, like or near the levee, there's like some grassy areas where like you'd think that you can park, but then I've seen people towed from there. So what I tell people is, look, there's plenty of paid parking around. Some of them are more than expensive than others. The biggest one is the garage. You can always park in the garage attached to the 24th JDC. I think the prices are maybe a little bit more expensive, but honestly, if you're not going to court that much and you're kind of stressed about it, just knowing that that garage is available is super helpful, but just know that you do have to pay. So make sure that you do pay and that you bring a debit or credit card, because they might not accept cash. Same thing, there is the parking lots across the way. Those are privately owned parking lots, and so those are kind of different. I wish that I could tell you, oh, download this app on your phone and that's the one for this, but there's actually several private parking lots available around, and each one is different, owned by their own companies. So just make sure to look out for signs. Make sure that you do pay if you are in a public lot, because those are private companies and they're looking to boot you, because that's how they make their money, right? They want to make sure that you pay. So just make sure that you're aware of that. And make sure to show up to court 30 to 45 minutes early. I know that that sounds excessive, but this gives you plenty of time to park. It gets you plenty of time to walk to court. Gives you plenty of time to go through security, find your courtroom, meet up with your attorney, that kind of thing. So I always say show up a good 30 to 45 minutes early, which I know stinks, but you got to do what you got to do. So let's talk about the entrance. There's only one entrance, and it's that front entrance. You're going to go through. The first thing you're going to do is go through security. Now, security is I don't want to say intense. It's as big as it is at Orleans Criminal District Court. But again, there's rules, regulations. So what you cannot bring in Jefferson Parish is no lighters, no pepper spray, no nail clippers, anything that somebody could be deemed like as a weapon. Also, no children. Okay? I know that this one is a hard one. Maybe you have a criminal case, maybe you have a civil case, and that your child was supposed to be in school and they got sick, and you're like, oh no, I just got to show up to court. Do not come with children. Judges will not allow them in the courtroom, specifically obviously if you have a family law case, then you're bringing your child in, but if you've come to this video, we don't do family law right now, so if you have a criminal case or a civil case, do not bring children, because the judges do not allow them in the courtroom. And in fact, I've had this issue before where a client had to bring her kid, and it just made for not a good time because the judge didn't allow her in the courtroom, and it was a whole issue. Long story short, try to have backups for your kids, even if they have school, even if they have camps. You never know if a kid's going to get sick, so make sure to have grandma, your sister, somebody on standby to watch the kids so that you can go to court, so that you can make sure that you get your things done, because the judge won't allow them. Now we're going to talk about, so what do you do whenever you enter the courtroom or the courthouse? So you've gone past security, you've left all your stuff, you left your kids with grandma, you go through, you're going to walk past, the DA's office is to the right, like, so I'm going it through you, like the DA's office is to the right, you're going through to court, and you're going to go past there is like a nice little cafe, like concession stand area, which I wish we had in Orleans, but we don't. That's a great place to get water, coffee, whatever, but don't bring any of that stuff up to the courtrooms because they won't allow you to have drinks in the courtroom. So you're going to walk past the concession stand area and you're going to go through, and then there's way at the back, there is elevators to the left. So you're going to keep walking through, elevators are to the left, and then you're going to go get on the elevator, because if you're in criminal or civil court, all those judges are on the second and third, and is there a fourth floor? I can't remember right now, but they're all on the upper floors. Unless you're in Commissioner's Court, which is on the first floor, but that's a separate area. Anyway, just look for the map, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like make this like a map situation for you right now. Just look on the map. But any, they call them divisions in JDC. They're not sections. They're called sections in Orleans, but they're divisions in Jefferson Parish. So you're going to go to your division of court. Now, each division of court is a different judge, is a different division. So if you're unsure of what division you're in, just look on your subpoena, or obviously ask your attorney, what division of court am I in? So then you're going to go to your courtroom. Now, you're going to go into the courtroom, and it's going to be so different in every courtroom to courtroom. Maybe the judge is talking, maybe the judge is off the bench, maybe they're in the middle of a hearing, but your job is to go in there and to check in with the court staff. So if they're obviously on the record, just take a seat, usually like in the third or fourth row, because the first and the second rows are usually reserved for police officers, attorneys, witnesses, that kind of thing. So just sit in the courtroom. If they're on the record, you can tell the judge is talking, the DA is talking, the defense attorneys are talking. You can tell when something's on the record. And you can also let the bailiff know, which is the security guard in the courtroom, hey, I'm so-and-so for this case. Now, if you are a client of ours, we may be either already in the courtroom or we could be in a different section of court. And that's okay. Do not panic. And we will have probably told you this before, but do not panic. Judges and court staff, they understand that private criminal defense attorneys might have different cases going on in different divisions of court on any given day. So usually if you go into the courtroom and we're not in there, usually we've already checked in with the judge and court staff and said, hey judge, this is Division B, but I'm just letting you know I'm over in Division E really quick handling a matter. I'll be back. And the judge is aware of that. So just go in there, let them know your name and that you have an attorney and that your attorney is going to be there shortly. Usually, again, we've already done this, and we have great working relationships with the judges and court staff, and they know that we're just not blowing it off or that we're late. We're just in other divisions of court. Again, if you have any questions about this, make sure to talk to your attorney, which we'll talk about later. Another question that we get is, let's see here. How long will I be there? Ooh, I wish that I could tell you a specific time. I wish, because I wish I knew how long we were going to be there as your attorney. It just varies day by day, case by case. So, and here's what I mean by that. The docket, it's called the docket. Like what's all the cases that are called for the day, it's called the docket. The docket changes every single day. And also it's at the mercy, you're at the mercy of the judge, you're at the mercy of the district attorney, you're at the mercy of the police officers. And what I mean mercy is, it depends, it's a well-orchestrated event, right? There's a lot of moving pieces, and the judge may be off the bench because they've got to have a phone call with another judge. They've got their own dentist appointment that they're coming in late from. They've got, maybe the DA got sick the night before, so he's not there in court. So then we've got to like reschedule it. There's a lot of moving pieces. Usually the day before we can give you an idea of how long you'll be there. But just because court starts at 9, don't expect, believe me, I wish it would start at 9 every single day and that we could be in and out and that your case was being called, right? Because I, as your attorney, we as your attorneys, we want to get in as quickly as possible and get out as quickly as possible because we've got other things to do. We've got cases to work on. We've got things to wrap up. We got witnesses on our own to talk to. We want to get out of the courthouse just as much as you, if not more. We understand that you've got school. We understand that you've got work. We understand that you have things to take care of, and we take that very seriously. But unfortunately, there's only so much we can do. Long story short, we don't know how long it's going to take in court, and we always err on the side of caution, and we're always going to tell you that it's going to take longer than expected. So anyway, I always say at least 2 to 3 hours, maybe. It just depends, but know that we're going to try to get you in and out as quickly as possible. Can I bring a support person? Like, can you bring your mom, your sister, your brother, your girlfriend? Absolutely. I only highly encourage you to make sure that it's the right support person and that they have either watched this video or that they are aware of the court rules. They know what to wear. They know that they can't bring their cell phone. You want them to be as supportive as possible, but you don't want them to hold you back. And if they're going to show up smelling like weed and talking trash and not really being helpful, then is that person really a support person? Are they really helping you along in this case? You really need to consider that. So yes, you can bring your support person. Just make sure that they know the rules, like you're not supposed to talk in court, that you don't need to have your cell phone or any other electronic devices, that kind of thing. So what should I wear? I always say clean, simple church clothes. What your grandmother would want to see you in church wearing on Sunday morning. So that means long shirts, collared shirts, khaki pants, no shorts, no ripped jeans, no overly baggy, excessive jeans or shirts. If you wear a shirt, just make sure that it's plain, simple, and that it doesn't have any offensive language on it. It doesn't have any imagery like a gun. I always have to tell the story of people that show up to court literally facing gun charges and they have a shirt with an AK-47 on it. And again, I have to give the caveat, I don't care what you wear, okay? I'm not here to judge what you wear any other day of the week, but as your defense team, we care about the outcome of your case. And we always tell you, we're going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And that means telling you to dress for success. Dress to make sure that it's not going to get held against you for what you're wearing. And unfortunately, whenever you go into court, people are judging you. The judge is judging you. It's literally in the name. The DA is judging you. The other side's insurance company is judging you. If you're there for a civil suit, they're sizing you up, right? For better, for worse, right? We can get into theories about how we don't need to care about what people wear, but that's not the time or place for this. Our job is to get you the best result possible, and that's us telling you to dress appropriately, and that means clean, simple church clothes. So with men, that's also no open-toed shoes, so like no slides, no flip-flops. For ladies, same thing. I know this sounds crazy, but no open-toed shoes. I've literally had a client before who was kicked out, or not kicked out, but she wasn't allowed in the courtroom in an outer parish and she had these beautiful open-toed shoes. They were fabulous heels. She was dressed amazing, but she had open-toed shoes and the bailiff made her leave and she had to go home and go put on closed-toed shoes. I think she literally came back in tennis shoes because that to them was better than the open-toed heels. Anyway, just keep it simple. Closed-toed, flat shoes is best. Also for ladies, if you're wearing a dress, make sure that it is about at the knee. This is not the time to wear booty shorts or mini skirts or any low cover or any low tops, anything like that. I think that that's pretty much it. And also just make sure that your support person is wearing appropriate clothing as well, because they're going to get judged as well. And it's like the company that you keep. And again, I'm just trying to tell you what's best for your case. So again, if you are a current client and you have some questions about what to wear, maybe you want some approval from your attorney, go ahead and give us a call at 504-434-7000, and our receptionist will get you scheduled to talk to your attorney. You can also message us through the Clio for Clients portal messages, which we've talked about with you before. If you are someone who doesn't have an attorney and you're thinking that, oh, this has been helpful, like maybe I need some more information, maybe I need to consider hiring an attorney, we do criminal practice and personal injury in Southeast Louisiana. If that falls under your area, then please give us a call at 504-434-7000. We'll be happy to take your call, and our sales team, our intake receptionist, will help you schedule in a time to talk with an attorney, to talk about your case, to see if it's a case that we can take on. Anyway, and also you can visit our website at www.nolacriminaldefense.com. We have some great blogs on there, kind of more information. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.